Just a couple of quick comments on what I believe are some pretty dangerous ideas being thrown around by the Iranian president at the UN today, who said that he wanted to, recently said he wanted to eliminate Israel. Um, and he said today the current abysmal situation of the world and the bitter incidents of history are due mainly to the wrong management of the world and the self-proclaimed centers of power who've entrusted themselves to the devil. So he's basically making this extremist argument that capitalism is the devil, and well, that's not a good way to go. In a nod to global harmony, though, he said, I don't believe Muslims, Christians, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, and others have any problems and are hostile toward each other. They get along comfortably and live together, so in a culture of peace. So he's talking in one terms of living together in peace, and then he's saying, let's obliterate Israel and let's obliterate capitalism. So what are you talking about? You're saying we should live together, or what are you talking about? You're not making any sense at all. Are you for peace or for destruction in the name of your ego? What are you for? Can you please explain? He said, despite what big political parties claim in the capitalistic countries, the money that goes into election campaigns is usually nothing but an investment. In such countries, people have to vote for parties that only represent a small number of people. He says, coming from Iran, the land of glory and beauty, the land of knowledge, culture, wisdom, and morality, I present a great and proud nation that is a founder of human civilization and an inheritor of respected universal values. So, the land of morality means he's not admitting there's anything else, any higher, greater morality than himself in his country. So it's an egocentric view, very dangerous egocentric view, and this is definitely a country that has to be watched carefully. Watched very carefully when it comes to nuclear weapons. Romney and Obama on the campaign trail today. Romney talking about the economy in Ohio, a huge battleground state, huge. So we'll be watching that, and debates coming up in just a few days too. So, let's see. Oh, Andy Williams died today. He was a great crooner. Moon River, great song. Those TV specials, remember those TV specials that he did so many years, the Christmas specials. Great crooner. He was like the clean-cut guy, which was cool. I like that. He's like a clean-cut guy that was successful. Today's musicians, you got to have a real gimmick. You can't just be a clean-cut guy, and be successful too much. So, anyway, looking out the window today, it's a gorgeous day, and why am I inside doing this dumb YouTube thing? No, but anyway, so I'm going to make it short today. But people still talking about the Green Bay Packers call, and NFL released a statement yesterday saying that they stand behind the dumb call. So, I wish they would have the courage to reverse it and give the game to the Packers. That would be really neat, something fair, something really fair. But they're afraid of creating chaos at this point, I think. So, fear of chaos overcomes everything. So, anyway, coming up on more YouTubes, I'll be reviewing books and my book club book, and a more extensive review of The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I think it's a very important book and a movie because it lets us focus on the worst it could be. A nuclear war and environmental disasters wipes away the world. We're all a bunch of wandering zombies, and we definitely don't want that to happen. So, the book and the movie are a warning for what could happen, and we should be scared. But after watching the movie, then I kind of appreciate just the everyday life and the security and the peace we take for granted each and every day, just doing everyday things. We should never take that for granted. I like the 911 thing. Never forget the greatness we have, the peace, tranquility, the freedom that we have in America. Whether you're on the left or you're right, wherever you are politically, we should greatly respect what we have here. America is the great experiment, and it must survive. And that's why you can't have countries like Iran and these extremist countries with extreme religious rhetoric, which is detrimental, just terribly detrimental to the whole conversation. They can't just be giving us the finger and saying the United States is a bunch of devils and capitalistic devils and will eliminate Israel. And so there's a lot of problems yet, and we do need to watch these guys closely, very, very, very closely. So I'll end on that. And you know, if there are any people of Iranian descent watching this video, I would love to get an explanation of why Ahmadinejad's stance is rational and makes sense for the long term. What does he plan to do to eradicate capitalism? Then what do you see as a better system?